security hardening. See, first of all, I just want to say something to you. See, applying security hardening, the term which you use it, right? Security hardening. So in AWS infra, it requires a quite good understanding of all the tools which AWS offers for securing its infra, and also how we can use those tools. See, for example, so what will be the common tools we have? So we have tools like guard duty, so which is used for threat detection. Okay, and for vulnerabilities, we have inspector. Okay, for identifying vulnerabilities, and we have services like CloudTrail, CloudWatch, VPC flow logs, etc. to monitor AWS environment, and to monitor the AWS environment so that it captures what is happening within the AWS infra. And we have various tools, and we have very important access control systems. So we use IAM policies, right? And the IAM policies, so we have different types like ACPs, which are service control policies. So we have permission boundaries. So we have resource based policies. We have access control list. So, and coming to the networking, right, which is the heart of security. So we have different layers of security. So in AWS security, hardening can be achieved only with the depth in defense strategy. Okay, so for that, what we will use, so as we know, right, so the AWS infra will have VPCs. So inside the VPC we will have subnet, which can be private and public. It is subjective to how we are using. For example, if we are using the ALB, which is internet facing, it should be a public ALB. I mean, it should be in the public subnet. Whereas we are placing a database, let's say RDS database, we are placing in a subnet, it should definitely be in a private subnet, because we cannot allow the direct internet access to the uh, database subnet, right? For these subnets, how we are going to do? So inside the subnets, we will have the EC2 instances or the RDS databases. So in these cases, how we are going to secure these things? So we have NACLs, so network access control list. So these things work at subnet level, subnet firewalls. Okay, and these are also called as stateless firewalls. And we have security groups which work at the instance level, and these are called the stateful firewalls. So, and at the edge location, right, at the application layer, if you see the OSI model, so the first layer will be the application layer, the seventh layer, application layer. At the seventh layer, we have a bunch of services available from AWS, which are called CloudFront, so which can integrate WAF. So I think you know WAF. So WAF is used for scanning the request, any malicious content is there in the request or not. Okay, we can use shield here. So as we know, a shield is used to protect the systems against the DOS and DDoS things. Again, shield is classified into classified into two ways. One is Shield Standard and Shield Advanced. So it has its own variants. And we have ALBs. Okay, ALB, right. For the CloudFront, we can integrate the Lambda functions also. So Lambda at the edge functions can be integrated at the CloudFront. See, if you know all these things, if you are confident in all these topics, then the security hardening which you are saying, right, it becomes very easy. Let it be for the Linux, let it be for the Windows. If you know what exactly happening in the AWS infra, how exactly the flow is going through, then you definitely will know. For example, say we have a EC2 instance. We have a EC2 instance which is in a private subnet. It is in a private subnet. And we have a RDS database. It is also in a private subnet. Then how EC2 instance will fetch the data from RDS database? If you know how to connect these things, what are the ways to connect EC2 instance which is in private subnet to the RDS database in the private subnet, then you are applying the security at different levels. Okay, because see, for example, we can, since it's a RDS, we have VPC gateway endpoint. So we have VPC gateway endpoint. Gateway endpoint. So we have VPC gateway endpoint. So this is a endpoint which supports only S3 and RDS. So that, I mean, it contains a prefix list of routes. A specific route table is there with this gateway endpoint, where it will route the traffic automatically to the RDS database or S3 database as per our requirement. If you know this concept, right, you place a gateway endpoint between two private subnets, then you know the security. Else what you will be doing, so you will be placing this RDS database in a public subnet, and you will open the traffic from internet, which is a serious security issue, right? So I just want to make sure that or at least I want to understand that you know all these topics. So that is the reason why I have mentioned in theory, uh, I mean, in theory crash course. That is why, because I'll just say the gist of all these things so that you have a good understanding. Either if you're working professional, yeah, definitely this will be an add-on. If you're a fresher looking out for a cloud security jobs, right? These, the gist and the things which I'm going to explain, right, will definitely land you in a job, because I know from the interview perspective what they will ask, because I'm having good amount of experience in this AWS security, cloud security. I'm a cloud security engineer, and just for your reference, I'm cloud security engineer. I know how interviewers ask the questions and what they want to listen from a cloud security engineer. So this way, this course will